When it comes to women and their preferences, there are certain traits in men which they are undeniably more attracted to. I'm not just talking about the physical, but beyond that. These traits usually tend to exist naturally in men. You may even possess them already and not know it. Regardless, I'm going to share them with you, as having their knowledge allows you to truly harness their power. Here are the 7 masculine traits that make you irresistible to women. Number 1. Dominant energy. Women like to take care of things. It's partly why they dominate careers like nursing. And this is partly because they bear the children, and they are naturally wired with the instinct to give care. However, for us men, it's the opposite. Just to briefly clarify, I'm not saying we don't know how to take care of someone. It's just that men are more inclined to being dominant instead of simply caring. It's how we are wired. Studies show that testosterone in men tends to encourage this drive to dominate. But guess what? Women actually love this dominance in their men. Unlike what you would expect after being bombarded with woke feminist agendas, women love dominant men who take charge of things. They like it when you do the heavy lifting and long-term planning in the relationship so that she doesn't have to. They like it when you have the dates figured out while she gets to sit back and enjoy. Even in bed, women love a man that can take the lead and tell them what to do and how to do it. Number 2. Be ambitious. Though there's some negativity associated with the word ambition by many people, being ambitious is a good thing, and it's one of the things women find incredibly attractive in men. A man who is driven, who wakes up and has meaningful things to look up to, is vibrant and attractive. Why? Well, first of all, when you have ambitions, you will most likely be living a meaningful life. You'll constantly be growing and evolving, not stuck in a phase of time. Next, when it seems like you're actually headed somewhere, it gives women a sense of security. She'll know that you are capable of handling the needs of the family when the time comes. At the opposite of this spectrum, of course, is a lazy man. No woman wants a man who is too laid back and possesses a serious threat to her own well-being. Like I said earlier, women want a shoulder to lean on, not vice versa. Number 3. Self-acceptance. Being confident in your own skin says a lot about someone. It goes beyond just standing straight and making eye contact while speaking. The reason confidence is such an attractive trait is that it shows complete self-acceptance. As studies have found, a person's level of self-acceptance directly impacts their self-esteem. For instance, a man who is insecure about his baldness will walk around feeling shy or ashamed of it, probably covering it up with a cap at any opportunity. And because of this insecurity, he's going to approach social interactions awkwardly. When talking to a woman, he'll keep wondering what she will think about his bald head. And this insecurity will diffuse into how he relates to her. This is how a lack of self-confidence is created. On the other hand, a confident man demonstrates self-acceptance. Even though his head is bald, he shaves it regularly, keeps it clean, and he takes good care of his beards to stand out. Number 4. Being a man of your word without fail. Saying what you mean and meaning what you say is more important than most of you might think. As studies have confirmed, people perceive honest people as more likable. But the reality is, in most cases, guys tend to say whatever they feel they need to say to either please a woman or get a woman off their backs. Imagine the following scenario. A lady makes a plan with her man to go to the movies on the weekend. And instead of him honestly explaining that he may not be available on that day, he tells her it's all good. But when the time came to hang out, he showed up late or didn't show up at all. When something like this happens repeatedly, it destroys your reputation as a man. And even though you only betrayed your word with something quote-unquote trivial, she'll start doubting everything you tell her. On the other hand, if you're a man who stands by your word, she'll feel safe with you. She'll understand that she's not going to be around you all the time. When she knows that you're a man of your word, she'll also know that you're someone that has integrity. Therefore, know that you can choose to make limited promises, but upkeeping them 100% of the time is crucial. Number 5. Decisiveness. Making decisions, especially important ones, can be a very difficult task. I understand, brothers. When you choose anything, it means that you accept the consequences of your decision. And this is the part that gets most people paralyzed. Hence, it's understandable that a man who can make his mind up about stuff becomes significantly attractive for several reasons. First of all, being able to make decisions means you trust yourself, and consequently, your woman will see you as someone she can trust to lead her. Even to the smallest things like picking a place for a date or giving your opinion about something, women love men that don't get shaky when it's time to make a choice. Decisiveness makes a woman see you as a man she can trust. Some guys, out of the need to impress a girl, go out of their way to agree with everything the girl says to them on a date. But the problem with this kind of behavior is that it gives you off as needy and indecisive. As much as you don't want to disagree with everything she says, you also need to show that you have a mind of your own. Number 6. Composure. A man who has mastered himself becomes a lot more attractive. As studies have also found, women especially find calm and collected men more likable. It's not just women, though. When you cannot easily be triggered, people tend to respect you more. Here's the thing. Women are naturally more emotional than men. Hence, a man who is easily triggered will always be going back and forth with arguments with his woman, and this doesn't look good on any man. It makes you look emotionally immature. On the other hand, when you're a man who can hold an argument without flaring up, who doesn't quickly pick offense at the slightest misunderstanding, a woman is going to feel safer with you. Being composed says a lot about how integrated you are. It means that you have an internal locus of control. You don't allow opinions or words from people to decide your mood. It means you have attained emotional maturity. Lastly, number 7, accountability. Some men, out of the need to be dominant and assertive, tend to not show any form of vulnerability. They write off their own mistakes and refuse to take the blame or apologize when they are wrong. But this way of displaying masculinity, especially if done repeatedly, only makes them appear fragile. A man who can hold himself accountable is what one calls a strong man. Self-accountability means that you're humble enough to know when you're wrong. It means you respect your woman, and you're not afraid to be vulnerable around her. It's a much more attractive trait to possess than simply being right all the time. With that said, that'll be the 7 traits women find irresistible in men. Let me know how many you truly possess down in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.